this is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've joined me here before. I have got a Diamond Art Club sneak peek for you today. This is Cottage Retreat by Joseph Burgess. This is pretty big and beastie. It's 89.9 centimeters by 69.9 centimeters. And as is typical, when pieces are detailed enough to need to be rendered at that sort of size, they're very often square diamonds. This has got 64 colours, which includes 2 ABs and 6 fairy dust diamonds, so quite a few special drills. And it has got 101,441 drills. And the most important information of all, when this will be available, this is going to be part of Diamond Art Club's lineup for this Saturday, the 21st of March. So release times are going to vary depending on whether you are a Diamond or Ruby member of Diamond Art Club's reward structure or in a different tier. If you're in one of those two, you qualify for early access. That's going to be from 9 AM Pacific time, 12 PM Eastern time, or for the moment 4 PM UK time. It's not 5 PM like usual because of the time of year where the clocks have changed in the US and they haven't yet over here. And if you're in a different part of the world and you don't know what those times mean for you, plug them into Google and it will let you know. If you are waiting for general release, that's just half an hour later. So 9:30 AM Pacific time, 12:30 PM Eastern time, or 4:30 PM UK time. Okay, let's take a look at this kit. I love me a landscape, and this one's a little bit different, I think. It's got a bit of a darker colour palette to it, and you're going to have all these dark trees in the foreground, and then they give you that kind of silhouette contrast effect, and then you've got this beautiful detail in the background. I'm expecting a lot of confetti, but some really pretty colours. It's quite autumnal, isn't it, in feel? Anyway, the kit specific details are on this wraparound insert. So you've got a nice image of the render there. You've got a picture of the artwork here, one here, and then there's another little one on the bottom of the box. So however you store your diamond paintings, you should be able to arrange it so that you can see what kit is what in one direction or another. And underneath we have this box. Ignore the bite marks here. That would be Harry's doing. This kit came, a little while ago. And it was in a box, and stupid me didn't realise that Harry, my cat, would see the box as an invitation to get in there and menace things. However, it's a good illustration of how well protected Diamond Art Club paintings are, because you have this quite sturdy cardboard box. Inside there is a pull-out tray, and then inside that your diamond painting is going to come in a dust cover bag. So I am quite confident that all Harry will have successfully menaced is the outside of the box. Let's just check. Oh, it did make a couple of slight indentations, but that's it. Okay, so inside the box you've got your diamond painting, your toolkit, and this little pouch here. So let me take you through all these bits, and as always I will start with the toolkit. Okay, so this is the standard Diamond Art Club toolkit. You're going to get this same toolkit in pretty much all kits that you buy. The only exceptions are going to be very small projects because they're going to have a smaller tray. But other than that, this is standard. Oh, can't get my fingers into the Ziploc seal for this one. Okay, so here is the tray, the pen, and a little roll of baggies. They're always useful to have, aren't they? The pen is called a twist and pick applicator pen. All that name magic is to do with this end, but this end you'll see you've just got a standard 4-placer, and any push-in placer that you prefer to use is likely going to fit here as well. The pen's got a nice ergonomic feel to it, and at this end, if you take the lid off, this is the twist and pick bit. So basically you'll see that there is this clear substance in here, that is wax, and what you're going to do is twist. It's going to force some of that wax out through the nib. Sometimes it's easier than others. This one's a little stiff because there's not quite as much wax in there, so it's taking a bit of twisting, but here it comes. So you can see there the wax emerge, pinch off any excess, and you are good to go. Even though this one's maybe not the fullest, that's still going to give you plenty of diamond painting time. But regardless, this is refillable. So you just unscrew it the other way, and then you can put more wax in, or putty if you prefer. And yeah, this is a really great addition to the toolkits. And then here is the tray. So it's a really nice size. You can see it there compared to my hand. These are stackable in that if you've got several of them, they will sit neatly on top of each other. The lid slides off like so, and then the stopper will come out once the lid's removed. Inside, you have got some pink wax, Diamond Art Club's kind of original wax. This is more of that clear wax that you saw in the Twist and Pick pen. And you also have a 7-placer in case you prefer that for your pen end. And yeah, as you can see, really nice space, lots of room for lining up lots of drills. So that's your toolkit. Next up is this little pouch here. So pull these tabs together to get into it. And then inside we have these bits, which I'll show you in a moment. But also you have all this useful information on all the inside flaps. So you've got tips and tricks, you've got how to use and refill that pen that I showed you, step-by-step instructions for diamond painting, and kit contents. And then QR codes on these outer flaps. This one is for joining Diamond Art Club's Facebook group, which is a great resource. And then this one over here gives you 20% off your first purchase via their app. Always very important to point out that you never need to pay full price with Diamond Art Club. We get all kinds of seasonal discounts throughout the year. You get one-time use codes like this. There is even an evergreen code in the Facebook group if you join that. And also, if you've never purchased from Diamond Art Club before and you would like to do so, you are more than welcome to use one of my affiliate codes. CAT20 will give you 20% off your first ever order, and CAT10 will give you $10 off, or the equivalent in your local currency. So if you're thinking of using one of those, just do the maths and figure out which one's going to work out better for you. I imagine in most cases it's going to be the 20% off, but it's just going to depend on the value of your order. Don't feel obligated, but just make sure you're using a code, because you really can always save money compared to the list price. And then we have the Treasure Quest card, which is a form of trading card that Diamond Art Club introduced a little while ago now. So you get a fun holographic image of the artwork, and this is going to enable you to claim rewards. So this one is a bronze card, as you can see from the border around here. Most people are going to receive a bronze card, but some people will receive a silver card, some a gold card, and some a black card, and they go in ascending order of rarity. So black cards are very rare. Bronze cards, most of us are going to get those. And it's not kit dependent, so just because I have a bronze card doesn't mean that every kit of this particular design has a bronze card. You will find the whole range within that kit, but in those quantities I've suggested, you know, most of us are still going to get this. The purpose of, I expected it to be the other way. The purpose of the different colour cards is that you use them to claim the rewards. So you'll see here there is a website address, diamondartclub.com/redeem. If you go to that address, it's going to tell you the different rewards and how many cards of different colours you would need to save up in order to claim them. They're mostly gift cards ranging from, I think it's $50 to $200. But there is also the possibility of claiming a custom kit from Diamond Art Club, which is very exciting because it's the only way you can get a custom kit from them. I actually was lucky enough to have the cards to claim one, and I got that back in January, I believe. So if you'd like to see more about that process, feel free to go check out that video. Just scroll back on my channel a little bit. But yeah, this website is going to explain to you which cards you need. Once you've got enough cards, you scratch off these panels and it will give you a code. You'll enter them on the website and make your claim. And it's going to be either X bronze cards, X silver cards, and X gold cards, or X black cards. I believe that's what you need for all of them. And obviously the higher value the reward, the more cards you need to save. And then the other thing we have in that pouch is the sticky labels. So you've got individually cut labels, which are perfect for your logbook. Over here we have an image of the artwork, and actually that's the clearest image I've seen because it was a bit smaller on the box, and you can really see some lovely bright colours poking through in the middle. But yeah, it's a really fascinating picture to me, this. It's a little bit different to your typical landscape. I can't think of any others that I've got where you've got this kind of, this scene of like a cottage in the middle of the woods and you're looking through the trees. It's really interesting. And you've got some deer at the front here. It's going to be pretty. And then inside here are all the sticky labels for your storage pots. At the end we have the ABs, so it looks like a blue and a yellowish green AB. So AB stands for Aurora Borealis, and those drills are going to have a glitzy coating on them that's used for accents. And then these 6 with a Z are fairy dust drills, and they've got a subtle glitter coating. So another form of special drill that provides accents or texture in a painting. But yeah, 64 colours is pretty average, I would say. Sort of not too high, not too low at the moment. We're getting kits these days that have way more colours than that. So I suppose it's probably towards the lower end. Not too many kits coming out with a much more limited colour palette. But yeah, that's a pretty standard amount. And it looks like we're going to have every shade of green going in this. Let's take a look at the kit. This is another big old kit that I will struggle to show you all in one go, but I will pan over it to show you all of it as best as I can later in the video. So, opening up the dust cover bag, you will find your nice soft velvety canvas. And inside here are tucked away the drills. So your drills are going to come wrapped in a bag like this with the kit name. So if you happen to store your drills and your canvases separately, as some people do, you can link them back up. I'm seeing a lot of dark colours as expected, and then just some pops of colour which are going to be really satisfying, emerging from all the dark parts of the painting. It's going to be very striking. I'll go through those properly in a little bit, but let's take a peek at the canvas. I have my little routine of how I do things, and then that ensures I won't forget to share any important information with you, so must not deviate. Okay. So I've just rolled the canvas back on itself like that to help it flatten quicker. And while I've got it like this, let me just show you these lines running through the cover. So what they're doing is showing you where there are perforations in the cover. And that's because this cover is pre-sectioned for you. So it's in 10 by 10 centimetre section squares. And you can just rip the cover along those perforated lines to section up the painting for you if you like. If you prefer to still use release paper or washi tape or whatever other system you may have had for sectioning paintings, you can still do that. You just have to be a little careful when peeling the cover back to make sure it doesn't rip. Okay. Wow, this is really striking. I mean, it's got a lot of the typical components of a landscape. You know, you got your cottage, you got your trees, but just the way this scene is arranged is really different. And I'm standing by saying this is quite an autumn-like scene because you've got all those beautiful red and orange leaves in the trees. Have I got you as far out as you can go? Almost. But yeah, as I said, I'll show you it properly in a little bit. I was definitely right about the confetti. There is a lot of confetti in this kit, meaning that you're going to be working on a lot of different colours in any one small section of the painting, and you're going to be switching out the colour of drills in your tray very regularly. The opposite of that would be colour blocking, where you've just got a large section of one colour drill. Not a lot of colour blocking in this painting. There's small sections in the tree trunks. You can see some rather large sections of one symbol there. But yeah, this is definitely one for the confetti lovers. But then you probably knew that already because almost all landscapes do tend to have a fair amount of confetti. And yeah, us landscape lovers are used to it, as I always say. I love this little cobbled bridge going over the stream. Isn't that pretty? And the deer, even just looking at the canvas where it's like, you know, the image is disrupted by the symbols being printed, you can see already that that render looks really decent. which is no surprise because Diamond Art Club hand renders all of their kits, and they have a very talented team of pixel artists who do that and are just like the best in the business, really, at bringing artwork to life as a diamond painting. Wowzers. Very, very nice. Okay, let's go through all those colours so you can see what you'll be playing with if you buy this kit. And then, yeah, we'll take another look at the canvas after that. All right, first up, I have this little baby strip of drills here with just 3 colours on it. Oh, this is the part that if you've watched my videos before, you'll be familiar with, where my camera really struggles to focus on the right thing. So apologies, bear with. So you've got 3 colours on this little strip. And then this strip here has the biggest bags because Diamond Art Club arranges their drills by the size of the bag rather than the DMC. So these are the colours that are going to be the most predominant in the painting. And kicking off this strip is a fairy dust drill. So if you've never seen one of these before, this is what they look like. As you'll see, it's not a really obvious special coating, but they do have a really nice effect when placed. And then what have we got? Moving into our greys and browns, how many are there? So there's 2 of this shade of brown. We've got 4 bags of this slightly darker shade, and then quite a lot of 310 coming up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bags of 310. I've seen worse. But that has surprised me actually, that there's quite as much 310 as that in here. But then I guess all those trees have quite a lot of 310 in them. Anyways, Diamond Art Club drills are the best in the business. So although I cannot guarantee you that they're going to be trash free, because, you know, we all know 310 drills love to be problematic, these are going to be great quality still. And then we've got some more browns. Just such lovely earthy tones in this, aren't there? Next strip, we've got another double up of this green and this lovely red colour and of a grey colour. There's actually a lot more grey than I realised. I think every colour you think of as neutral and earthy, there's a lot of that in this painting. 2 of that one. Just trying to scroll through them all for you. Sorry about all the rustling. Hard to avoid when looking at all these plastic packs. And now I'm getting onto the smaller bags of drills, so we're going to start to see some of those brighter colours that there's less of, but that's going to make them stand out even more in the painting as a result. Ooh, lovely grey blues there. I would say I'm a sucker for blues, and I do really love these sort of like deep grey blues. I just find really pretty. Anyway, here's another fairy dust. Very pretty. Oh, and another one. Oh, I love special drills in these more neutral colours. You know, the ones that maybe aren't always so interesting, but with special drill coverings on them, they're just, yeah, somehow it adds in a wow factor for me. So that is very pretty. And it's a nice mustardy yellow. And another fairy dust at the end. Is that 4 or 5? I've seen quite a few of them, and in the bigger bags. So there's a lot of fairy dust drills in this kit, is what I'm gathering. And here we have the last strip that's just got the bags with a teeny tiny amount of drills just added in to really bring the painting to life with all that depth of shading. Here is one of those ABs. Again, a very small amount, but you can see here what they look like in case you're not familiar. Here's the other one, a lovely bright blue. Another fairy dust. Again, love me a brown special drill. And here's the last one, I believe, if I've kept count. There you go. So I'm standing by what I said. This is a really nice autumnal colour palette. You know, it really appealed to me at certain times of the year to work on a kit like this. Not the brightest colour scheme, but you have got some lovely pops of colour in there. It's going to be very, very pretty. Next up, I'm going to pan over the canvas so that you can have a look at it all more up close. And after that, I will try and figure out where these special drills go for you. Right, I'll do my best to figure out where the special drills go. Bear with me because it's a big old canvas to look at and there's a lot of them, but we'll see what we can find. So looking for the blue and the green ABs first of all. So the blue one, I'm guessing by the shade of it, yeah, it is in these shutters. There's not a lot of it, as you'll have gathered from the size of the bag, but it's one of the colours making up these shutters. And then it's also in this little patch here. What is that? It's like a little sign. And I think that's also a tiny bit down here in the corner. And same sort of thing over here actually. So yeah, it's speckled around the place. The green one is like that feathery arrow symbol. I'm sure I saw that. Yeah, here it is. So it's like the moss on the little cobbled bridge. That's pretty. Anywhere else for that one? There's some of it around here. Again, I think it's a lot of moss, isn't there, in this image? And it's really helping pick that out. And other greenery, of course, it's in this patch as well. Okay. Fairy dust drills. So the brown one first of all, I'm looking for the letter H as a symbol. Ah, okay. So these deer are mostly brown fairy dust. I haven't found it too many other places. And by too many, I mean I haven't currently seen it any other places. Which isn't to say it isn't speckled elsewhere, but I'm going to say the main place is in those deer. That greenish fairy dust that's like a little door symbol, that is also in here amongst the moss. And here. So similar places, I think, to that other AB. There's also some of it going around here. And I'm not seeing any more of that one. Then we've got that like mustardy yellow colour. That's in this patch here. Like this really bright bush amidst all the greenery. And yeah, that is actually speckled quite liberally through the yellowy leaves of these trees. So that's going to be really striking. A little bit up there in that corner as well. And then the blue one, I'm guessing it's got to be down here, right? Yes, it's here in the water. There are little bits speckled around because the stream is winding around up here. And there are little bits of it in that. And also where you've got sky poking through the trees up there, I see some of that blue fairy dust speckled amongst there. And then the grey one that I loved so much is symbol K. And that is down here in the water as well. So I'm guessing that means, yeah, it's also in the bits of water winding up there. Anywhere else? It's not jumping out at me from any other parts of the painting, so I think that's going to be mostly in the water, maybe a few other bits speckled around. So what do you reckon, guys? Joseph Burgess is not an artist I'm familiar with. I'll have to go look up his work. I'm thinking there was maybe another release by this artist a couple of weeks ago because the style looks familiar. But yeah, it's really cool. I like the kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The kind of like almost bubble effect. Does that make sense? The sort of rounded edges on things. It gives it a slightly dreamlike effect. I don't know if that's just me being weird, but yeah. Hopefully that makes some kind of sense to you anyway. But yeah, it's a really lovely image. It's going to take a while with all of the confetti, but it's going to be thoroughly worth it, I think, when done. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing some people working on this and seeing what it looks like. Thank you very much to Diamond Art Club for sending this over to me. So let me know in the comments if this is something that has caught your eye and if you're thinking about picking it up on Saturday or wish listing it for another time. I always love to hear from you in the comments, and I do my best to reply to every comment. I think I generally manage that. Please remember to drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it. It really helps with, you know, algorithm type things on YouTube. And if you're not yet subscribed, I'd love to have you stick around, so please consider doing that too. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.